4 meats that destroy your health, and 4 that renew your vitality after 60. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age so much faster after 60? Could it be possible that the type of pro-iodine you consume daily is accelerating your aging without you realizing it? What if I told you that swapping just 4 types of meat could add years of quality to your life? The choices we make in food directly impact our longevity and quality of life, especially after the age of 60. The difference between aging in good health or with chronic diseases may be precisely on your plate of food every day. Have you ever noticed how some people maintain impressive energy and vitality even after the age of 70 or 80, while others seem much more debilitated in their 60s? Stay until the end to find out not only which meats are sabotaging your health, but also the 4 powerful proteins that can reverse cell damage and strengthen your body, no matter your current age. Let's get started. Red alert! The 4 meats that are silently destroying your health. The meats we consume can be great allies or dangerous enemies of our health, especially after the age of 60. Some animal proteins carry toxic substances that accumulate in our body over time. This silent accumulation can trigger chronic inflammatory processes and accelerate cellular aging dramatically. Chronic inflammation is recognized by experts as the basis of virtually all aging-related diseases. The wrong choices in food can literally program your body to get sick earlier and compromise your independence in the golden years. Recent research from Harvard University demonstrates that replacing certain protein sources can reduce the risk of mortality by up to 27%. This impressive number should make us all stop to reflect on what we are putting on our plate on a daily basis. Do you keep eating these dangerous meats simply out of habit or lack of information? The knowledge I'll share below could literally transform your vitality for decades to come. And the most surprising thing is that you will start to feel the benefits of the changes in just a few weeks. 1. Sausages and sausages. The fatal combination of salt, nitrates, and trans fats. Sausages and sausages are among the most consumed processed meats and also among the most dangerous for our health. These products contain alarming levels of sodium that can raise your blood pressure to dangerous levels in a matter of hours. Nitrates and nitrites, used as preservatives, turn into carcinogenic compounds called nitrosamines inside our body. The World Health Organization has classified processed meats as carcinogenic to humans in the same category as tobacco and asbestos. Every 50 grams of processed meat consumed daily increases the risk of colorectal cancer by 18%, according to research from the American Institute for Cancer Research. The trans fats present in these meats also promote systemic inflammation and insulin resistance, worsening conditions such as diabetes. Studies from Columbia University show that people who consume sausages more than twice a week have shorter telomeres. Telomeres are structures that protect our DNA, and their shortening is directly related to accelerated aging. Many seniors consume these processed meats on a daily basis with no idea of the damage they are doing to their cells. Did you know that replacing sausages with lean protein can improve your cognition and memory in just 30 days? What would you choose? The momentary pleasure of a sausage or additional years of lucidity and independence? 2. Ham and mortadella, the chemical cocktail that attacks your brain and heart. The ham and mortadella, seemingly harmless in quick sandwiches, hide a dangerous combination of preservatives. These sausages contain high levels of monosodium glutamate, a flavor enhancer that can cause neuronal excitotoxicity. Excitotoxicity is a process that damages and kills brain cells, accelerating cognitive decline, especially after the age of 60. Frequent consumption of these foods is associated with a 40% higher risk of developing dementia, according to studies from the University of Oxford. The phosphates added to improve the texture of these products can cause vascular calcification, hardening your arteries and taxing your aging kidneys. People over 60 years of age already naturally have a reduction in kidney function, making the consumption of these additives even more dangerous. The attractive pinkish color of these products comes from nitrites, which in addition to the carcinogenic potential, can oxidize LDL cholesterol in the arteries. This oxidized cholesterol is particularly aggressive, causing atherosclerotic plaques that restrict blood flow to vital organs. A study by the National Institute on Aging showed that each daily serving of ham increases the risk of heart failure by 17%. Researchers at the University of California found that the preservatives in sausages can also damage the gut microbiota. An unbalanced gut compromises the absorption of essential nutrients and decreases the production of neurotransmitters vital for good mood. Do you really think a ham sandwich is worth the risk of compromising your mental clarity and cardiovascular health? 3. Fatty red meats, the silent threat to your arteries and joints. Fatty cuts of beef such as picanha, ribs, and termite are traditionally celebrated at barbecues and special occasions. However, these meats contain extremely high levels of saturated fats that behave as real poisons for aging arteries. After the age of 60, our arteries have naturally lost some of their elasticity, making them more vulnerable to damage from high cholesterol. Regular consumption of fatty meats can increase levels of low-density lipoproteins, known as bad cholesterol. Research from the Mayo Clinic reveals that people over the age of 60 who consume fatty meats 3 times a week have a 70% increased risk for serious cardiovascular events. In addition to cardiovascular damage, excess saturated fat promotes chronic inflammation that directly affects your already worn joints. Studies by the National Institute of Rheumatology associate the frequent consumption of fatty meats with more intense and frequent attacks of arthritis. Saturated fat also interferes with the absorption of medications commonly prescribed to the elderly, reducing their therapeutic effectiveness. The high cooking temperature of these meats produces compounds called advanced glycation end products, which accelerate skin aging. These compounds damage collagen and elastin, leading to faster and more visible aging of the skin, especially after the age of 60. Have you ever noticed how your physical recovery slows down in the days following the consumption of very fatty meats? The next time you're in front of a juicy picanha, ask yourself, is it worth sacrificing your mobility and independence for this momentary pleasure? 4. Industrial chickens, the cocktail of hormones and antibiotics that sabotages your immunity. Chickens raised in intensive industrial systems are given regular doses of antibiotics to prevent diseases in the feedlot. These drugs remain in the tissues of the birds, and when we consume these meats, we ingest small doses of antibiotics daily. Constant exposure to antibiotics progressively destroys our gut microbiota, which accounts for 70% of our immunity. After the age of 60, our immune system is already naturally more fragile, making the damage from residual antibiotics even more damaging. Studies from the University of Washington reveal that elderly people with frequent exposure to antibiotics in their diet have a tripled risk of resistant infections. The growth hormones often given to industrial broilers can interfere with our delicate hormonal balance. This interference is particularly problematic after the age of 60, when we already naturally face significant hormonal challenges. Research from the U.S. Center for Disease Control links regular consumption of industrial chickens to an increased risk of antibiotic resistance. This resistance can turn simple infections into life-threatening ones, especially for people with age-compromised immune systems. Factory farming also results in chickens with a lower nutritional profile, with fewer vitamins and minerals essential for the health of the elderly. Did you know that your body has to work much harder to process and eliminate these chemical wastes, putting a strain on your already aging kidneys and liver? If you want to strengthen your immunity and not weaken it, wouldn't it be time to reconsider the type of chicken you consume regularly? Surprising revelation. What no one told you about red meat. Red meat has been demonized by many experts, but there is a huge difference between processed meats and quality meats. Lean red meat, especially from grass-fed animals, contains essential nutrients for the brain and muscle health of the elderly. The heme iron present in red meat is much more bioavailable than iron from plant sources, crucial for preventing common anemias after age 60. Vitamin B12, which is critical for neurological health, is found almost exclusively in animal products, particularly red meat. Researchers at the University of Melbourne found that older adults with B12 deficiency have a 50% higher risk of developing dementia. Carnitine, present in red meat, helps energy metabolism and can improve physical and mental endurance in older people. The abundant zinc in red meat is essential for the immune system and wound healing, processes that slow down with age. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show that moderate amounts of lean red meat can help maintain muscle mass. Sarcopenia, age-related loss of muscle mass, is one of the main factors that lead to frailty and loss of independence in the elderly. The creatine naturally present in red meat supports cognitive function and brain energy, especially important after the age of 60. Do you realize now that the problem is not the red meat itself, but the quality, quantity, and frequency with which it is consumed? The secret lies in balance and conscious choice, not the complete elimination of this nutritionally valuable food from your diet. Nutritional treasure: the 4 meats that rejuvenate your body after 60. After knowing the dangers, the time has come to discover the animal proteins that can transform your vitality after the age of 60. These specialty meats contain powerful nutritional profiles that fight aging processes at multiple cellular levels. Regular consumption of these high-quality proteins can literally slow down your body's biological clock. Recent studies from Stanford University show that replacing harmful meats with these options can improve biomarkers of aging. Imagine regaining energy, mental clarity, and mobility that you haven't experienced in years, simply by changing the proteins on your plate. Researchers at the University of Tokyo found that elderly people who consume these specific meats have significantly longer telomeres. Longer telomeres are directly associated with greater longevity and a lower incidence of aging-related diseases. The most surprising thing is that the benefits of these superior proteins begin to be felt in just 4 to 6 weeks of regular consumption. These meats not only nourish your body, but also contain bioactive compounds that activate metabolic pathways associated with longevity. Are you ready to discover the 4 protein treasures that can completely transform your aging experience? The journey to a vibrant old age full of vitality can begin today, with the next meal you choose to prepare. 1. Buffalo meat, the protein superpower that regenerates your muscles without inflaming. Buffalo meat represents a superior alternative to conventional beef, especially for people over 60. This exceptional meat contains 40% less fat, 4 and 5% less cholesterol, and higher amount of protein than beef. The fatty acid profile of buffalo meat includes more omega-3s and less saturated fats, creating an anti-inflammatory effect on the body. Studies from the University of Colorado show that buffalo meat does not raise inflammatory markers, unlike conventional beef. The higher concentration of bioavailable heme iron in buffalo meat effectively combats anemia, a problem that affects more than 30% of the elderly. The creatine naturally present in this meat strengthens not only muscles, but also supports brain functions and cellular energy production. The zinc abundant in buffalo meat is a crucial mineral for more than 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including DNA synthesis. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging have found that buffalo meat contains antioxidant precursors that fight free radicals. The superior digestibility of this protein makes it ideal for more sensitive digestive systems, common in people over 60. Clinical studies show that replacing beef with buffalo meat twice a week can significantly lower LDL cholesterol in just 2 months. Did you know that elite athletes and centenarians often include buffalo meat in their diets for its rejuvenating effects? It's time to ask your butcher about this revolutionary alternative that can transform your metabolic and cellular health. 2. Wild salmon, the ocean treasure that preserves your memory and protects your heart. Wild salmon represents one of the most powerful sources of nutrition for people over 60 years old, seeking longevity with quality. This exceptional marine protein contains unmatched levels of omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, and EPA, which are essential for brain and cardiovascular health. The DHA present in wild salmon is a structural component of brain membranes and is directly linked to memory preservation. Studies from Harvard University demonstrate that regular consumption of wild salmon can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's by up to 40%. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic found that omega-3 fatty acids in wild salmon reduce systemic inflammatory markers by up to 30% in just 8 weeks. Astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant that gives wild salmon its pink color, protects brain cells from age-related oxidative damage. This unique antioxidant crosses the blood-brain barrier, offering direct protection to neurons against toxins and oxidative processes. The abundant vitamin D in wild salmon is crucial for bone, immune, and hormonal health, often deficient in older people. The selenium present in this fish activates antioxidant enzymes that fight cellular oxidative stress, one of the main mechanisms of aging. Clinical studies show that consuming wild-caught salmon twice a week can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Have you ever noticed how you feel more mentally alert in the days following the consumption of fatty fish like salmon? Your brain is literally begging for these essential nutrients that become even more critical after the 6th decade of life. 3. Organic turkey, the perfect protein to maintain your muscle mass without gaining weight. Organic turkey represents one of the most balanced and beneficial protein sources for people over 60 years old who are concerned about sarcopenia. This exceptional bird provides 29 grams of complete protein per 100-gram serving, with minimal amounts of saturated fat. The amino acid profile of turkey includes high concentrations of leucine, the key amino acid for activating muscle protein synthesis in the elderly. Studies from Tufts University demonstrate that regular consumption of lean proteins like turkey can reduce muscle loss by up to 30% per year. Organic turkey meat contains tryptophan, a precursor to serotonin, which improves mood and sleep, two aspects that are often compromised after the age of 60. The bioavailable zinc in turkey strengthens the immune system, especially important for seniors who naturally have immunosenescence. The vitamin B6 abundant in this bird supports neurological health and participates in the synthesis of neurotransmitters essential for cognition. Researchers at Cornell University have discovered that organic turkey contains coenzyme Q10, which is vital for cellular energy production in the myocardium. The selenium in turkey activates antioxidant enzymes that protect the thyroid, whose function often declines with age. The low-calorie content of this protein allows for greater consumption without weight gain, essential for maintaining muscle mass without overloading aging joints. Did you know that replacing other meats with organic turkey 3 times a week can significantly improve your body composition in just 90 days? Your future independence may depend directly on the muscle mass you are able to preserve today through smart protein choices. 4. Pasture lamb, the regenerative protein that revitalizes your metabolism and joints. Lamb raised exclusively on natural pastures represents a medicinal protein source for people over 60 years old. This exceptional meat contains the perfect balance of omega-3 and omega-6, providing potent anti-inflammatory effects in the body. The presence of CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, in grazing lamb has shown significant effects on the reduction of visceral fat in the elderly. Studies from the University of California reveal that CLA can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Researchers at the National Institute of Health have found that the bioactive peptides in lamb meat promote the regeneration of articular cartilage. Vitamin K2, present in grazing lamb, directs calcium to the bones and removes it from the arteries, simultaneously preventing osteoporosis and vascular calcification. This meat's unique fatty acid profile includes stearic acid, which, unlike other saturated fats, does not raise serum cholesterol. The abundant carnosine in lamb protects brain cells against beta-amyloid toxicity, one of the main markers of Alzheimer's disease. The taurine present in this meat supports heart function and prevents arrhythmias, a common problem in aging hearts. The bioavailable zinc in grazing lamb strengthens the immune system and accelerates wound healing, processes that slow down with age. Have you ever observed how crops known for their longevity, such as the Sardinians in Italy, regularly include pastured lamb in their traditional diets? This could be one of the ancient secrets of longevity that modern science is just beginning to fully understand. Culinary transformation. Secret techniques for healthier meats. How we prepare our meats can be just as important as the type of meat we choose to consume. Improper cooking techniques can turn healthy proteins into real inflammatory bombs through the formation of toxic compounds. Cooking meats at very high temperatures, such as in barbecues and fried foods, produces carcinogenic acrylamides and heterocyclic amines. Studies from the University of Michigan show that marinating meats with antioxidant herbs can reduce the formation of these compounds by up to 80%. Harvard researchers found that steaming or slow cooking meats preserves more nutrients and produces fewer inflammatory compounds than high-heat methods. The use of vinegar or lemon in marinades breaks down the muscle fibers in the meat, improving digestibility and nutrient absorption. Sous vide techniques, vacuum cooking at low temperature, preserve the integrity of the beneficial fatty acids present in quality meats. The addition of anti-inflammatory herbs like turmeric, ginger, and rosemary not only improves flavor, but also counteracts potential pro-oxidant effects. Cooling and reheating cooked meats creates resistant starch, which acts as a prebiotic feeding beneficial gut bacteria. Studies from the University of Leeds show that cutting meat into smaller pieces and chewing thoroughly significantly increases protein digestibility. Did you know that combining meats with cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale can enhance liver detoxification of potentially harmful compounds? The preparation techniques you choose can be just as important as the food itself in determining whether a meal will promote health or inflammation. Vitality formula: the exact amount of protein for those over 60. The modern science of longevity reveals that protein needs increase significantly after the age of 60, contrary to what was previously believed. Recent research from the University of Arkansas shows that seniors need 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. This amount is substantially higher than the traditional recommendation of 0.8 grams per kilogram that applies to young adults. The increased protein requirement is due to anabolic endurance, a condition in which aging muscles respond less efficiently to protein stimuli. Studies by the Institute for Aging Research show that the distribution of protein throughout the day is as important as the total amount. Researchers at the University of Texas found that consuming at least 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal optimizes muscle protein synthesis in older people. Leucine, an amino acid found in lean meats, is the main trigger to activate muscle building and requires higher concentrations in the elderly. Combining high-quality protein with endurance exercise can increase the anabolic response by up to 40%. Adequate hydration is essential for efficient protein metabolism, and it is necessary to consume at least 30 milliliters of water per kilogram of weight. Vitamin D, often deficient in the elderly, is critical for the efficient utilization of protein by the muscles and immune system. Clinical studies show that older adults with adequate vitamin D levels utilize dietary protein 30% more efficiently. Protein should ideally be consumed within 30 minutes of physical activity to maximize its utilization by muscle tissue. Did you know that sarcopenia, age-related loss of muscle mass, is one of the main factors that reduce healthy life expectancy? Protein adequacy may be your most powerful weapon against the frailty that robs so many older people of their independence prematurely. Vital renewal: the power of conscious choices for a long and healthy life. We have reached the end of this journey of discoveries about the transformative power of protein choices in your longevity and quality of life. The decisions you make 3 times a day, at each meal, literally reprogram your cell biology to age faster or slower. The knowledge we share today represents a true map for navigation towards a vibrant, independent, and full of vitality old age. It's not just about living longer, but about making sure those extra years are lived with health, energy, and autonomy. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity and affordability. You don't need expensive drugs or experimental treatments to transform your health. The 4 harmful proteins we have identified, processed meats, sausages, fatty meats, and industrial poultry, can be gradually replaced. On the other hand, the 4 revitalizing proteins, buffalo, wild salmon, organic turkey, and pasture lamb, can be gradually incorporated. This transition doesn't have to be radical or immediate. Small, consistent replacements produce amazing results over time. Remember that every bite is an opportunity for nourishment or intoxication, a chance to strengthen or weaken your aging body. The benefits of these changes will begin to be felt in weeks, not years, motivating you to continue on the path of mindful eating. Less joint inflammation, better mental clarity, more efficient digestion, and sustained energy will be the first signs of transformation. Over time, you may see more profound improvements, normalized blood pressure, better body composition, and increased physical endurance. Always consult a dietitian or doctor before making significant changes to your diet, especially if you take medications regularly. Start today. Don't wait until illness or physical limitations force you to reconsider your food choices when it's too late. Share this knowledge with friends and family you love, especially those over 60 who could benefit from this information. True legacy is not just to live longer, but to inspire others to live better through the example of vitality and health you demonstrate daily. The science of nutrition and longevity is constantly evolving, so stay informed and open to adjustments to your eating strategy over time. Remember that you deserve to experience the full potential of vitality that your body can offer, no matter your current chronological age. Healthy aging doesn't happen by chance, but through intentional daily choices that you have the power to make from now on. Your journey to extraordinary old age begins on your next plate, with the next protein you choose to put in your body. May wisdom, health, and vitality accompany you on this transformative journey towards a longevity full of meaning and quality of life.